The Joe Rogan Experience.
The great thing about ESPN, including with the UFC, is that so many sports fans just have ESPN on automatically.
Absolutely.
Like I was at a pool hall on Saturday night. I did a show in Baltimore, and then we went to a pool hall. We got there right when Junior was entering into the octagon. It was perfect.
Yeah.
It was perfect timing. And I was like, don't blink, because this fucking probably ain't going to make it out of the first round.
Yeah, that was a fight. I was telling my grandmother about that fight.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not bullshitting you. She was
It's interesting, like Francis wants another shot at the title, and you know, it's I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't give him another shot at the title. In my opinion, it's like what you got now is Stipe versus DC. That irons out who's the champ, right? And thank God they made that fight instead of the Brock Lesnar fight. I mean, I think the Brock Lesnar fight would have been fun, and I love DC. I want him to get paid. I think he sends Brock Lesnar into another dimension. That's what I think happens in that fight. And I think he gets a big payday, and that's all great. But the reality is the real fight's Stipe. Stipe is the most successful UFC heavyweight champion of all time, the only guy to ever defend the title 4 times, and the only guy to survive the fucking hurricane that is Francis Ngannou.
Yeah.
The only guy.
Yeah.
He figured it out. Just weather the storm, just roll with the punches, kick the legs, jab, move, use your wrestling, wrestle. I mean, but he had to stop. He had to avoid the punches at first.
Yeah.
And he's got, that was an interesting thing, too. I was thinking the fight with Stipe, with Francis, how much did that take out of Stipe? Because even though he won that fight, when DC knocked him out with one punch, you're like, wow, that's crazy. Like, you don't see Stipe getting knocked out like that. I wonder if he was still suffering from the Ngannou fight, which is only like a few months before that.
I don't know if he was still suffering from that versus
it's perfect punch too.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
And DC talked about it. He talked about, we saw this being an option in this fight, this being an opportunity to get this to land this shot. And he did it. That's the thing. If Francis, probably anybody with any power, of course, if Francis lands that shot, it's lights out also.
Yeah.
But he didn't see it, and he didn't have the skill set to provide that opportunity either, So I think that might be more telling than.
It was such a perfect punch too.
Man.
He gets rid of the arm on the left side, then boom, the right hand comes over.
You got like that kind of thing. That makes me appreciate like the fight IQ of a guy like Cormier. You know what I mean? Because like again, Ngannou, bigger puncher, but he just doesn't have the skill set that DC has. And seeing that, you remember him talking about that in the post fight.
Yeah,
that was something they saw, and to know that that's there and find that opportunity to make that opportunity happen, that's high level stuff, man. That's
high level stuff.
That's what the best guys do.
I heard that DC looks fantastic in camp. I heard he looks so good. But I'm really interested to see what a motivated, hungry, out for revenge Stipe can do.
And he knows to take that away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Is DC, he kind of got into it. He explained exactly what they saw and how they figured to use that against him. So Stipe is also, like you said, he's the most decorated heavyweight champion. He's the most successful. That success didn't come from not only his skill set but also his mentality.
Yeah.
So he has to go back into the gym, break that down, take that out of his game. Make that not a thing.
And also now he knows that it's the title is everything. You lose the title, people don't even talk about you.
Yeah.
They stop talking about him.
Yeah.
I felt obliged. I felt like I had an obligation to talk about Stipe. I'm like, no one's talking about him. Like, how are you not talking about the most successful heavyweight champion of all time?
Yeah. The guy who I understand him having to have one fight before getting a rematch, or he could have legitimately just got the rematch because of his resume as champion. I don't know. I don't like that part of fighting where you're only as good as your last fight.
Yeah, no, I don't like it either. I just feel like I get the business aspect of it. I get that, but I feel like a fighter like that, you gotta give him a rematch.
Yeah.
You have to.
He deserves it.
He's a champion, like a legit champion. The guy says he wants a rematch. Set it up.